The Astronaut is a French-Belgian film about an aeronautical engineer, Jim, who has the dream of building his own rocket ship and accomplishing an amateur space flight. The film was directed and written by Nicolas Giraud, who also plays Jim, the titular astronaut. Jim's entire goal is to achieve the build of the rocket and the space flight all by himself, with very minimal help from others. He reaches a point where he realizes that in order to achieve this goal, he'll need help from someone more experienced. Alexandre Ribot, a former astronaut played by Matthew Kassovitz, who is best known for directing the popular film La Haine and for his role of Nino in Amélie, becomes Jim's mentor for the project. Jim, with help from Alexandre and a small team of local math and science enthusiasts, and his grandmother, achieves his ultimate life goal of going into space in his very own rocket. The Astronaut is a beautiful and gentle film. Its grounding in reality and slow burn pacing is rather mesmerizing, and Jim's endless passion for his goal is very inspiring. Ultimately, The Astronaut is a film about hope, resilience, passion, and learning to open up and let people in to help you achieve your goals. The Astronaut is quite unlike other films in the space genre of movies. This genre is quite large now and could be divided into subsections or subgenres. There are the creature space thrillers, such as Life and Alien, which involve some sort of alien creature that most likely takes over the space mission and causes havoc. There are also the survival and space movies, such as The Martian and High Life, which involve individuals stuck in space for one reason or another and trying to survive as best as they can. There are the classic astronaut space mission movies, such as Ad Astra, First Man, Gravity, and Proxima. These tend to be some of the more popular space films, as they show the journey and struggle of being an astronaut. There is also the separate yet still connected subgenre of space sci-fi, such as the Star Wars and Star Trek series, and perhaps even Dune could fall in with this group. These are quite different than the titles mentioned previously, as these aren't set in reality as much, and are often set in the future. And of course, 2001: A Space Odyssey and even Interstellar are movies that create their own genres and subgenres with how they explore the space theme. Particularly Interstellar, and the way it warps space and time is quite different to the other movies mentioned. It could be said that The Astronaut 2 could be capable of creating its own subgenre. The Astronaut isn't necessarily groundbreaking in what it achieves, but it certainly brings a fresh take and outlook to space and astronaut films, and it's overall a very lovely and calming film. What I enjoy and admire so much about the film is the curiosity and innocence that Jim has all throughout the story. He can sometimes be seen as naive or reckless, but in a way, Jim has preserved the fearlessness and curiosity that we possess as children, wholly unafraid of the unknown, just the intense passion of wanting to do something. It's very interesting that Jim doesn't necessarily care whether he lives or dies with this spaceflight. He is willing to die trying, because to him, that is better than not trying at all. My personal favourite thing about The Astronaut is the ending. The whole film, Jim is working towards getting into space, and the audience expects the ending to be that he doesn't make it, or that something goes terribly wrong. But finally, Jim is in space, like he always dreamed. We see him engulfed and consumed by the infinite abyss and darkness of space, and it's visually spectacular to see. The movie ends with Jim still in space, which leaves audiences guessing whether he chose to stay in space forever, or if he returned home to everyone who loves him. The message in The Astronaut is not only to have dreams and passions, and to pursue them with absolute determination, but to also remember to look around every once in a while, and appreciate what you have.